I'm going to go over right now what we mean by edges with zero length. And from the very nature and sound of it, it sounds like something that definitely can be a little bit troublesome to spot, because when you look at this piece of topology, it's like, well, it looks pretty normal to me, nothing going on. And sometimes while you're working, you can get visual indicators of what's the problem with it. Now, the cleanup tool is good in most cases in bypassing visual identification of any problem issues, because sometimes the issues are too small to detect under normal circumstances. But let's see, so here's the protocol. I'm going to go ahead and use the cleanup tool. I'm going to have the object selected, and I'm going to go hit apply. Now, something has pinged, based on the settings I set over here, this object at the component level. I don't see anything selected, but something has pinged it because we're in component selection mode. Is it a face, is it edges, or is it a combination of things? So I'm thinking maybe it's something too small for me to fix or see with the naked eye, which is why we call this edges with zero length. And one of the ways you can see that it is in fact edges with zero length is, believe it or not, you can hit the 3 key, and immediately you can see the splitting of the edge. It went from one edge to two, and in fact there were just two edges laying right next to each other. And the smoothing process, even if you're not using it for your modeling workflow, it's a great way to reveal hidden geometry when you have edges that are literally stacked right on top of each other. And this will definitely reveal your hidden edges. So there go the selected components. Another way that you can definitely spot this, and some people like to use this, is sometimes people will work with toggling face centers. And technically, by its definition, when you toggle a face center on, this mark over here is supposed to represent the center of the face. But what is the center of a face doing on a line? And that's, again, if it seems wrong, it probably is, and that means that you have edges with zero length coming into play. Another way to kind of spot this, believe it or not, is, let's go ahead and toggle face centers off, is another way you can spot this, all right, is by going into vertex face. Now, when you go into vertex face, technically you should not be seeing any lines in between these. So if you see lines, that's an indication that there's an edge is so small that they can only be represented with that line in between. So again, a lot of different ways to find the issue. The question is, how do we fix it? All right, so the fix for this problem geometry, edges with zero length, is simply selecting verts, and in this case we can select all of them. We can shift right click, go to merge vertices, and then we've instantly fixed the issue. And how do we know we fixed the issue? Well, for one, we can check 3 key. Look, no extra edges and no extra double lines there. So that's one. When we go to vertex face, no lines in between. Go back to object mode. And finally, we run the cleanup tool with it selected, and here's the music to my ears with all these issues selected. Hit apply, nothing highlights, and we're good to go on that piece of topology. So basically the workflow is this. All right, you use it to find the issue, you run the tool, select matching issues, you go fix it, and then you run the tool again to verify. And that's the workflow.